Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of Class Action Megapark. In this episode, I want to work on this little area over here. It's still open, and I think this is the perfect spot for a merry-go-round. But this will not be a normal merry-go-round. I will use shoestringing, and I will turn it into a ferry-go-round. What it is, well, you will see as I build it. Anyway, I'm first going to make this ground here a little bit more flat to prepare for this new ride. Alright, this will be the track which the merry-go-round vehicles will run on. I think it will be fun if actually one ring of vehicles will go one direction and the other ring will go in a different direction. Just to make it a little bit more exciting. Alright, you may be wondering what I'm doing here, but I'm making the control track for the ferry-go-round here. So basically what you see over here, this is simply a track behind the station, which I will use to spawn all the horses on that I will use for the carousel. The station is somewhere above here, and I just need enough space behind it so that all the horses that will fit on it actually have a place to spawn without them all bunching up on the same spot. Now, I did just realize that I want to run this ride in shuttle mode, so we actually need two stations. So I made two stations on the control track, but I probably also need two stations somewhere above here on the ride. So that might actually be a little bit tricky, but I'll try to figure something out for it. Now, I already said I want this ride to run in shuttle mode. That's because I want the horses to actually go forwards and backwards on this merry-go-round. So yeah, I'm gonna try and see if I can fit a second station somewhere on top of the ride. Right, I have no idea how many horses I can actually fit on this carousel. So I'm just going to do a good guess. And with that, I'm gonna try and fit all these horses on here. And I hope that it actually works without any weird collisions or something. Anyway, it's time for me to change all these vehicles to horses. And I'm going to change the front vehicle to a powered vehicle. That allows me to do the thing with the shuttle coaster underground, making it reverse direction. Alright, I'm now just gonna go and play with it. see if it works. Alright, the ride now seems to work properly. It took quite a bit of fussing around with it, but yeah, I think it's actually working properly now. One issue I had was that once it got stuck here on one of these ends where it's supposed to turn around, I put some brake sections here, and I hope that prevents that from happening. Yeah, what's left to do is for me to turn these vehicles on this top track into horses, and I'll probably also play around with the speed a little bit more. And of course I also need to change the clearance between the vehicles, because right now yeah, the horses would be very close together with a big gap in between. Alright, I've now increased the spacing between these vehicles. Now the spacing is a little bit bigger on the edges than it is in the middle, but the ones on the edges will be the ones that are most visible anyway. Anyway, I think we can probably make this a little bit faster. I'll also add some longer brake sections on the ends of this on the track, just to prevent it from getting stuck. Not really sure if that's actually going to happen. And while I'm doing that, I'm probably also going to tweak the spacing between these horses a little bit more, just to try and make it a little bit more equal between these vehicles. And something else which I'm going to do is color these horses in some nice different colors. Probably gonna do combinations of white and brown. Okay, with the ride now functional, I need to add decorations. I need to make it look finished. So I'm just going to try and add a nice roof above it. Now I've never really made custom carousels before, so for me it will also be a bit of figuring out what will look nice. But yeah, we'll probably have a lot of this wooden track above it. I'll probably make another circle of the same size, add some pillars, stuff like that. And I'll try to make a sort of nicely shaped round roof. So yeah, that I think that will be quite a challenge, but I'll see if I can make something that looks nice, which still gives a view of these horse cars here in the middle. Okay, one thing I'm noticing which is quite annoying is, well, I recently installed the, what is it, the scenery manager, but it has some built-in shortcuts which I normally use for Tile Inspector. So I'm gonna quickly log out of the game and remove the scenery manager plugin. Sorry about that, Sadrat. And then I'm going to continue building it, because I really like my shortcuts and I use them quite a lot. So it's quite annoying when I cannot use them. Alright, the ride is now fully functional and also has a decent roof. So now I'm just going to work on a queue for the ride, and after that we can open it and also decorate around the merry-go-round. Alright, I just pasted some of these full tile parts on top of the queue, but it looks like that actually messed up how the game calculates where wide parts are and which parts should be ignored, I guess. So yeah, that's that's apparently something to be a little bit careful with. So I'm just going to remove these full tiles and just replace them with normal path tiles, which I will paste on top of the queue, and that should make it behave normally again. Okay, guests always want to flock to new rides, but this is really insane. The amount of guests that actually are heading towards this ride. Alright, the ferry go-round is now complete. As you can see, regularly it stops and then the horses will go backwards again for a section of the track. Now I'm just going to make it a little bit faster. I think that's well within the possibilities. It already looks quite fast for a merry-go-round, but I think it can definitely go faster, since this is a Class Action Park. Oh yeah, I'm really happy with the way it already looks so far. I'm just going to place a little bit more plants behind it. And like I said, I'm going to make it a little bit faster. And that's probably all the building I'm going to be doing for the rest of this episode. Alright, well, I usually play with the sound off, but I also let the merry-go-round now play the Carousel music. So I'll probably just play that at the end of this video. Anyway, with the ride now pretty much done, I think it's time to add another patron to the park. Alright, and the new patron will be walking around next to this ferry go-round. So let's hire our new entertainer. And he will be in an elephant costume for no particular reason. Okay, there we go. Let's put him in this area. It will also help make these guests forget they're actually queuing. And his name will be Dan Bro. So yeah, thanks a lot for the support, Dan Bro. And I hope you enjoy being featured in this park next to the ferry go-round. Alright, that was everything for this episode. I hope you enjoyed watching me build. I hope you enjoyed this ride. If you liked watching me build, please consider hitting that like button. It only takes a second and it really helps out my channel. Alright, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you again in the next one. See you later.